We're gonna talk about you, right? That's the most important part, you, okay? If your mental health isn't good, then nobody's mental health is gonna be good. That's the biggest part. So if you're having a bad day, you're probably gonna project that onto other people, right? The next one is the people around you, right? So that's like our environment. So if this beautiful home here, if this was a bad environment, that can affect your mental health, right? So you would want somebody around you to not project their thoughts on you, so the environment would matter. And then lastly, it's gonna be your passion, right? That's what we're big on at Clouded Mentalities. I wouldn't be here if I didn't have the passion for what I do, right? So if I like something, I'm gonna wanna do it. So when you talk about yourself, what makes you see a big sun, right? What does the sun do for us? What does the sun do for us? Who knows? What is the main goal of the sun?
Give us light.
Give us light, right? What does the light do for our energy? Right? It gives us food, right? We can't eat without the sun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody here without vitamin D, right? The water would be too ice cold, right? You won't be able to drink it, it'll be ice. Okay, so everything outside grows because of the sun. So think of yourself as the sun, right? Because if you're getting your energy from the sun, that means you have to be the sun. You have to be the energy. It's giving you the source. So if you are the sun, that means you have to help what? People. Because what does the sun do? Helps people. You know what I mean? And then what does that do for your passion? It sparks it. It gives you light, it gives you energy, and now it creates a whole system of a community, right? It creates a sense of family. It creates a sense of church. You know what I mean? This beautiful apartment. So that's what you really want when you're going through your life. It's you, people. Okay? Always look inward. What that means is you can't let other people's opinions of yourself really affect you, right? Because if you let that happen, then now you're gonna have a bad day if they don't like you. You can't let that happen, because that's just like somebody blowing the horn. What you gonna do, think about it all day? You're gonna have a terrible day, right? Because everybody's gonna keep blowing horns and cutting you off and all that stuff, right? So you have to look inward, okay? And so what does inward bring you? That brings peace, right? That makes you feel like, okay, I love myself. I'm happy with myself. I'm peaceful with myself. So yes, if Kim doesn't like me, I'm upset, you know? Or if Cheryl doesn't like me, I'm upset, but I have to go home and be like, you know what? I love myself. I like myself. You know what I mean? Because if you don't have that within you, then how can you have it outside of you, right? You can't have it. Because now you're gonna be searching, right? You're gonna be searching for someone. And that's what brings bad energy towards you. Because those type of people can fake it, right? They can just give you what you want, okay? So that's the first step of understanding how to accomplish peace, all right? So this is about understanding peace. Remember, my handwriting is kind of bad, so I'm gonna say it to you. Understanding peace, okay?
It really is.
It's okay, it's okay. And think about it, inward, I'm like, I got the best handwriting, right? So you know what I mean? So look, so now when you come down from inward, what do you think the next step is to accomplishing peace? Who else has a goal or something that you do to accomplish peace? What can you do? What do you guys think?
Pray.
Pray? Yeah. So some people pray. Some people do yoga, right? Some people do yoga meditation. Some people do meditation. Yeah. We was talking about how to regulate our emotions, right? That's very important, right? So sometimes we get emotional, we do things that we don't want to do, right? Sometimes it takes 2 seconds to make a bad decision that you spend a lifetime of doing something right, right? So divorces can happen in 1 month, but you've been together for 10 years, right? So you have to understand that regulating your emotions can really heal your relationships and save them, right? So when you're regulating your emotions, one thing we've always got to talk about, once again, is you. Because I've always been told 2 people can make a great home, but 1 person can wreck it. Right? It only takes 1 person to wreck that home. That means if they don't come home that night, then that's over, right? Where were you at that night? Why you didn't come home? You know, I was at home, but you weren't here. Okay? So what you need first to regulate your emotions is you. Okay? So you always want to stop and think. All right? Stop and think before you do something.
Yes.
Right? So if somebody blows that horn at you, you flicking them off is gonna do what?
Escalate.
escalated, right? That didn't do nothing to heal that process. But if you stop and think and you say, you know what, I hope you have a great day. They're gonna be like, huh? They're gonna be like, wow, I guess you have a good day too. I'm sorry. They can't get mad. And if they get mad, guess what? You don't even reciprocate.
Instead of F you, bless you.
Bless you. You know what I mean? So you basically just reverse that whole feeling, that whole emotion. Okay? So it's kind of like, I like to say, 1 times 1 is what? Who knows 1 times 1? That equals 1, right? But 1 times 2 equals what? 2. So think about it. This is you, and this is them. If you don't escalate it, it stays at 1, right? It doesn't go anywhere. But as soon as you go to their level, it's gonna do what? 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 10 people arguing with you now. You know what I mean? And now you're just sitting in traffic with 10 people mad at you. When you could just shut your mouth, turn on the music, and enjoy it, right? So that's why I always say, what makes you happy? Because when somebody makes you upset, that's how you can regulate your feelings. Go to what makes you happy, okay? Your happy place, okay? So right now, they're making you mad and sad, but if you think about the ocean, all right? If you think about the music, if you think about singing, if you think about your grandkids or your kids, that all can make you emotionally regulate. Because one thing that can happen is you can lose those kids if you make a bad mistake, right? You can lose your wife, you can lose your life, a lot bigger, okay? So a lot of things just come down to you remember what makes you happy, okay? Because that's why